Hello everybody, you are listening to the Box Office Brawler. My name is Jackson, and today I'm here to talk to you about a different kind of film. A film I haven't really covered in this YouTube channel so far. It is Parasite, recommended by one of my buddies. He told me about it. I wasn't really that interested at first. By the time I finished it, I was very captivated and very intrigued enough to want to share it with everybody here. So this is definitely it's a drama. It's very suspenseful, it's thrilling, and it's pretty funny at times too. Probably in ways that it doesn't really mean to be, but a lot of it has a really comical nature that is just very odd and intriguing. But this is a South Korean film directed by director Bong Joo Ho and starring Kang Ho-sung as the father of the main cast. He also stars in Snowpiercer with Chris Evans. It's another one of my favorite movies. Highly recommend everybody watches that. I'll be doing a movie review about that probably in the near future because that's one of my favorites. But this movie is very interesting. It's very interesting. It's not very long. And wow, what a great cast of characters. Everybody is so interesting and everybody has an important role to play. This movie takes itself very seriously, and it respects its characters, and it respects the audience time because it doesn't mean to waste it in many ways. So let me tell you a little bit about the story. So in the very beginning, we're introduced to the main cast of characters, and it's this little family. It's the father, mother, and then there's a younger daughter, probably in around her early to mid 20s, and then the son, and he's in his late teens, probably 18 or 19 years old. And everybody in the family is pretty smart and kind of fun. They all kind of dog on each other a lot. You know, they play a very good depiction of what it's like being in a family. You know, I think all of us, we all know our families, and we know how we act around our families, and we know I believe all of us are pretty weird when we're around our families. A lot of people outside of that don't get to see what it's really like on the inside. This movie did a good job showing sort of what it's like on the inside. So I definitely credit the director to doing that. But so we're introduced to these family, and you don't really understand what's the point of this movie at first because it's just very simple, family-friendly content in the beginning. And the son, he's a very smart guy. He gets invited to tutor the daughter of this very rich family that lives in this big mansion in South Korea. And they all live in South Korea, of course. But him, along with his family, they all live in this little basement space. I mean, it's literally a basement. And it's horrible conditions. It's gross. It's next to inhospitable. So he had the pleasure of going over and tutoring their daughter. And oddly enough, they sort of becomes a romantic interest, which is a little awkward later on. But as he starts to develop a relationship with that family, he's actually deceiving them because he forges a lot of his information, saying he's this big college grad, stuff like that, and he has this crazy formal education, but he doesn't really. And at first, you're led to believing it's just him, but slowly he starts to weasel the rest of his family into working at this place. And the whole movie is we are pretty much, as the audience, witnessing this family weasel themselves into getting paid and being involved with the rich family. And they do so by trying to eliminate and remove the previous people involved in the family that are helpers. So, for instance, there's a housekeeper in the movie, and she's been with the family forever. She's helped out that family for many years, and then the family before they moved into that household, pretty much like a grandma to the rich family. And they wanted to interject the mother of the poorer family into that role, so they had to do some crazy things to try to get the other one out. And the entire movie, they're just trying to con their way into taking advantage of this more wealthy family, and just by saying the words of it doesn't give it the justice that it deserves, because it's definitely very intriguing the way they present this entire reenactment of pure deception. And it's a shame because you grow to like both of these families. You like the family with Kang Ho-sung, but you start to slowly detach yourselves from them because you see how wicked they really are by taking advantage. And then you also begin to like and enjoy the more wealthy family because the mother is a very nice motherly person. and the father, he works hard for the family. And they have a son as well, and he's kind of an odd kid. He's really into Native Americans and very creative. And and then the daughter, very nice daughter, and she's very smart, and she wants to improve her education. So you start to enjoy both of these sides of the story, but they're slowly just kind of intertwining into this very dirty mess of conflict, and it absolutely erupts at the end. Absolutely erupts. And me saying that to you, that isn't spoiling it, because you may think you know what I'm saying, but I can pretty certainly say that you don't know what's going to happen. There are some really crazy reveals in this movie, and you really understand what a parasite is. Going into the movie, watching it, you start to unfold what you think a parasite is and who you think the parasites are, but you may partially be right, you may partially be wrong. It's sort of up for interpretation, but you see a whole other side of the story that completely unfolds within the second half, and it's very intriguing. And it captivates you. It captivates the audience, and it makes the whole story that much more interesting and dramatic. And it's almost horrifying, the revelations that come with this movie. So if that intrigues you, if I gave you a pretty good profile here, make sure to check out the movie. I would give it, I'd say, a 93%, 9.3 out of 10. Very intriguing film, great acting. I'd say it's mostly a pretty family-friendly movie. There's a lot of cursing. I think there's one kind of sex scene. I think it's like an hour 27, so watch out for that. But other than that, it's just very interesting film. Very interesting. Very different than the other movies I've watched. It's very different, and I think you would like it. I think you would like it if you're into the Tarantino movies, if you're into Scorsese films, if you're into a deep story and a film that just makes you think, because you're thinking the whole time. And as I mentioned earlier, all these scenes matter. They all matter, and they all have a purpose, and all the characters have a purpose, and nobody is introduced into the story if they don't have a purpose. So you want to pay attention the whole way through. So I recommend you check out this movie. Thank you for watching this video. I'm looking forward to making the next one. It'll probably be over Snowpiercer. But if you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell so you don't miss the next episode. Have a good one.